Hey, you know what? I was thinking about I see stuff like, the stuff that you see like on these little reality shows, how these parents, these baby mamas aren't getting along and everything. And, they kind of keep their kids away from each other, from their brothers and sisters. I, it makes me think of a lot of families that that are out here now. The families that you know, who daddy got, you know 6 7 kids, by 5 6 baby mamas, and all of these baby mamas are feuding, and fighting each other, and they're keeping their kids away. And these kids grow up, they know they have other brothers and sisters, but they don't grow up with their brothers and sisters. Now they're grown, and they still don't have any kind of relationship with family that they should already automatically have had that type of relationship with. So now they have their own kids. And then their kids, who have nothing to do with what went on with grandpa and grandmamas, now have no contact with cousins and other family members that they could have relationships with, so that they don't have to feel so isolated. Their village is broken. And I don't get it. Decisions that one person makes can affect the outcome and the lives of people that have nothing to do with it. And that is something I want you guys to start thinking about. These new moms. Because there's a lot of it going on. There's a lot of baby mamas out here that are raising these kids by themselves. Make sure that these babies have contacts with their family, because it's about family first. That's part of their village. You never know how that's going to affect you down the road, because that child is one, but that child grows up. And that's where the problem comes, because now what are you leaving for your grandchildren? Where's their family bone? Is it supposed to die with only you? Because it didn't come in with only you. And that's where we have to stop being selfish. Stop being selfish with who your child is. Your feelings have nothing to do with your child's village. That's why we have the saying, it takes a village. But now we get stuck in our feelings because he played you or he played us. He don't love us. No, he didn't love you. Or you put yourself in that position to get there. And now you separate your children, and now your grandchildren and your great grandchildren miss out on their village. And now you have a whole family that's running around here thinking that they're out here by themselves, like they're only children, like they're an only child, like they come from a small family, because you cut them up from the village. So keep your kids in the village, moms. Keep your egos. Put your egos to the side, moms. Because this isn't about you. When you choose to have that kid, this isn't about you anymore. Every step that you make from that point on, when that baby draws its first breath, is about that child. That child's village. That child. I don't care how many times people always used to get upset with me because they never understood why I took so much stuff that I used to take. Because me and my baby daddy didn't get along didn't mean that she was supposed to not have contact with her family, because that was her village. And that's how I always look at it. If I have to suffer in the heck, I created this heck. So I'm going to suffer as long as she keeps her village. And I see a lot of parents, people don't think like that. They stay in their feelings and they isolate. They stay in their feelings and they be like, well, this mine. I'm a dude. I'm boss this. I'm a boss this. Nah, baby, he's a village. This ain't about you. And that's what a lot of parents, we think having a child has nothing to do with you. That's a life. That is an individual life. You can't take that child with you when you die. That child can't take you with him when he die. That's his life experience. That's his and his alone. And you don't have those authorities over that. Your authority is to raise and maintain and provide. But we're not meant, you don't have the authority to cut the child off from his village, from his people, from his culture, from his teachers. That's what they are. Those grandparents and uncles and aunties and cousins, the good, the bad, the sleazy, the disgusting, all of that is still part of that child's village, because that's how he's going to learn and navigate through the world, is by dealing with them family members, all of them. So get off your high horses, moms, and let's get the village raising, because it's in our hands. We're the ones that have the kids. The fathers have the kids too. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying they come from us, come from out of us. We brought them into the village. So we have to make sure that they stay in the village. It didn't come with a contract. It didn't say, I give birth to this child and I get to do whatever I want. It didn't come like that. You gave birth to this child. This child is part of the village now. The good, the bad, the sleazy, the ugly. All of it. Because that's how they're going to learn to navigate through the world. Because the world is filled with all of them. We can't sit up there and say, oh, well, we don't want them around them because of this. Well, that's how they're going to learn when they get out there in the world about those type of people to stay away from. That's how they're going to learn how they operate, by being around them. I'm not saying leave them alone with them. I'm just saying they have to be exposed to them. They have to see them. They do. I know it's kind of odd, but they do. The ones that the black sheeps, they have to see all of them. Because these are the same people that's out in the world. It's not like, we put our little kids in these little bubbles and then they get out in the world and they don't have street smarts. They go out there and they're getting themselves in all kinds of situations and problems, that they're not understanding true friendships and fake friendships because they're not being exposed to it in their own village, in their family. I don't like drama, so I know I'm a little guilty of it sometimes too. Because I don't like the drama. So I just, when it gets a little too thick, I tend to move myself back. And my kids moved back with me. I kind of did teach them that, they moved back with me. But I had to also teach them they have to come back into it. Because this is communication. This is how we learn to deal with problems, face your issues, learn, grow from it, talk, communicate. If somebody did something they didn't like, tell them. Find out. That's how you find the best ways of talking to people, by looking at the reactions. So if you told your cousin something and she japped off and she ain't like it, now don't tell nobody else nothing like that. So then it teaches you how to watch your words and your meanings, and how to communicate more effectively, in a positive way. And because, right now people they feel like they can say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do. And that's not this ain't how life goes. You can't, because we all live here together. We all have to be mindful. And that's what a lot of us are not doing. We're not being mindful of other people's feelings or how your actions is going to affect other people around you. And so, that's how I'm feeling right now. And I hope, if this message, if anybody agrees with it, if you disagree with it, it's okay. You can hit me down below in the comments. Let me know. I would love to talk about it, because that's what I'm trying to do right now, is have these family conversations. I know it's all families. A lot of families are going through this, and a lot of us, we just don't talk. So let's have those conversations, y'all. Peace.